Live again. So here we are at 11:11 Pacific time. And I have to ask myself, what are we talking about today? I'll tell you a little bit of what's been coming up. I did a YouTube yesterday with my friend, and forgiveness came up, and the death card came up. And I would say that, like, the fear card has been coming up in the last couple days. And it occurred to me that when we think of death, that many people out there are afraid of dying. They're afraid of dying. It's strange, but the energetic signature of loss comes up. And of course, we know that with when we have the death of a loved one, that there's loss, right? But it's almost part of that. It's almost like, I don't want to lose. Like if you were in a game, right? And we're all in a game right now, this energetic game of life. And myself, I have never had a fear of death, like dying. But then again, I have survival mechanisms that come into place when I'm in that place of danger, right? Automatically, my body takes care of myself, right? And so obviously I want to be here, right? Most of those feelings came from early childhood, through my teens, through my 20s. It all had to do with not feeling like I belonged here. And I think a lot of us struggle with that. And I think a lot of us think about that right now, at this time of year especially, depending on if there is anyone around that we feel can be like family with us, be caring with us. We're all just little children, and we just all want to be cared about and nurtured and loved. And there's nothing wrong with that. But a lot of it starts with us. And when we get into that place, because I felt it, tinges of it here and there, feeling compressed, can feel depressed, pushed down, feel like there's no hope. This message is for you. If you feel like there's no hope, if you feel like the world is against you, if you feel like nothing ever goes right, the death card came up yesterday. And a lot of us think that there's something wrong. I talked a little bit about with my friend that she came on with me yesterday, that we can feel like something's off and like nothing's going right. Why isn't it going right? And generally, it's because we're trying to hold on to something that we're not meant to hold on to anymore. Like, we're being asked to make some decisions before the end of this year. We just had the winter solstice, and I'm told in my class, we went through the womb, the sacred womb, connecting to the womb, connecting to your inner child. And then we went through this gestation period through December of knowing that highest aspect of ourselves, that other soul aspect that's coming online right now with the different energies, is right here in the womb. So we were asking both the males and the females of this community to feel into their womb, feel into that which is them, the being that is them, and the being that they want to give birth to in this coming year. It's not just about the new year. This has been happening for quite some time, but we're being more supported to be able to move forward. And if we can keep that in mind, that we're never alone, that there's always support there, we just have to listen. There's a lot of times where we get signs to do something, and it could just be by like a job, a boss firing, right? They fire you and you're like, what am I going to do now, right? But if someone ever asked you to quit before that, you'd be like, no, I can't quit. I have to do this, this, and this, right? That opportunity has come up in your life because there's another job that's even better suited for you, possibly. And It's creating a space to open up. So the fear card came up. I was looking up fear, and as I looked up fear, false evidence appearing real, we had different things come up with fear. And I was asked, how do I do it where I don't let fear run my life? And I'm not saying it never happens. It was brought to my attention this morning. I was listening to another channeler, and love her, Jody Teresa. She does quantum healing. And she was talking about how she caught herself in fear and that the quantum field reflected that. Hey, how's it going, Pac-Man? Good to have you here. So she was talking about how she let fear impact her reality, and she saw it show up like that. So she had some expenses, and she's supposed to travel somewhere because she got the call, like many of us do, to go to a certain place. And she was putting it off because of funds. And she was trying a new venture. She wasn't sure if it was going to pan out, and so she was putting it off. But she knew in her heart that she was to be there with her mentor for this specific thing in Bali. And so she decided to skim off a little bit. Like the stuff that she would normally do at Christmas in a certain way, she decided to do it a different way that would be less money, more cost effective. And it didn't work out. And she channels Mary Magdalene in the Ascended Masters. And so they came in and they said, yeah. So she realized this, what was happening. She was playing small, basically. She was letting fear make her decisions as to moving forward. Based on cost. She was making these decisions. She decided to still see the Nutcracker, but she was going to do it in this lesser fashion so that, funds might be balanced out more. And I can totally resonate with this because I do the same thing. Not always, but that question comes up. It happened recently, and it turns out you spend the same amount of money anyway, and that's what happened to her. She ended up spending like 3 times as much money as she wanted to on theater tickets, and she didn't even get to see, like, her and her daughter didn't even get to see the type of quality that they were worthy of to receive, that they've gotten every year. And she realized that, right? And so Mary Magdalene came in and kind of added to that as to why that shows up in your quantum field, why that shows up in your reality. So for me, for instance, there were certain financial things that I was like, you know what? I'm going to hold off on getting these special earbuds for podcasts, etc. for myself, because I want to be able to give more Christmas-wise to some parts of my family, right? And put this down a little bit. So I do that, and I rearrange, and we do a different activity. I don't totally get rid of the activity. I do something actually more on a spiritual level, and it was pretty amazing. I went into a Shungite room in Boulder called the Shungite Arc, which only comes from Russia, and all has to do with like real deep grounding. This is actually one of those crystals, Shungite crystal. Has a lot of carbon in it, and just really like feet on the ground puts you on the earth. And this is where you are, like you're solid. I decided to do that instead because I looked at theater tickets. Funny, she went to the theater, right? I looked at theater tickets and I was like, I'd like to have that experience of a play. I haven't been to a play in a long time. Checked out tickets. They were like quadruple what they normally are. My friend sent me to a nicer site and I found that. But in the end, I was like, I want to extend this somehow, like extend it further. And I didn't think that I was really playing small with it because I just chose something else in a different way. And it was a different experience for the person I was bringing. And they enjoyed it and it was great. But there was a part of me playing small, like being like, oh, I'm not going to spend it here so I can have it here. And I will tell you, I spent the same amount of money. Why? Because I bought this crystal for them. Then, there was a session in the Ark. And then there was a session where there was meditation and there was toning and other things happening that were really beautiful. And I realized later, I was like, I spent the exact pretty much same money driving there, getting food that I would have if I went to the theater, right? So we're just being asked to look at these different things, these different ways that we as humans think that we're acting in our best, what do they call that? Our best needs? No, there's our best interests, right? We're acting in our best interests as humans based on what we believe that how the human world works. But what the quantum field shows up for us, like it did with Jody, was she got a play that was sucky, basically. Like her daughter was like, "This is horrible, Mom," and she's like, "I know, I'm sorry." And I think they went and they probably went to another version or figured that whole thing out. But fear, letting fear be the dictator of us, and this came into play yesterday with one of my friends. She was in a place where she was not getting along with family, or they weren't getting along with her. They were not talking to her, or maybe she wasn't talking to them, or both was happening. And we kind of had a little thing, and I was like, so what stops you from going over there and just knocking on the door and giving her a big hug? And she's like, well, there's that fear because she's, this person's upset with me. And I was like, okay. So if you asked your heart, I was like, you just said that you loved her, right? She's like, yeah, I love her. I love her so dearly. And I was like, all right. So basically it's your mind telling you that you can't go over and hug this person because ... might happen. Rejection might happen. Rejection, right? That's a big one. Rejection might happen. And I said, well, if you ask your heart, what does your heart say? Would your heart go over and hug her? And she's like, well, yeah, because I love her. And she's like, I'm going to go do that today. I don't know if she went and did it, but I feel like a lot of us ask the wrong part of us what to do next. We're looking into a plan, a rationality. How's that going to work? And we think we know the best a lot of the time, but really our heart, our soul wants to guide us, wants to show us there. So I'll tell you something. One of the cards that came up today after fear was letting go. And this is what it says about letting go. Release your attachments and your expectations. And then when you receive this marker, you're asked to relinquish control. Allow the mystery to act, and she will weave life together as it is meant to, according to the laws of the cosmos. So according to the laws of the cosmos, the vibration that we are putting out there is exactly what we get back. Hence, Jody Teresa and her whole nutcracker thing, where she decided to do it in a different way, but she admitted that she was acting out of fear for, trying to keep things balanced. And we're all like in there, right? Keeping things balanced with finances, with health, with love, with relationships, with everything, right? And it showed up in her reality. It was a direct reflection of what she was putting into the field because she decided to play smaller. She decided not to do all that was worthy for her. She decided not to completely follow through, but she caught it. She saw it. She recognized it and was like, oh, that's what happened, right? So I'm asking all of you guys to do the same thing. Pay attention to your vibratory state. We're asked by this deck in particular, this Avalon deck, to allow the mystery to lead us. And how do we allow the mystery to lead us? That's a very good question. Oh, hello, everybody. We have more people here. Hey there. I'm in Colorado right now. I love you too. Great to see you. Great to see you. Great to have you here. I can't really see you, but great to have your energy here. It's really lovely to have like everybody come together and just, because we're all going through the same thing. It's a different story, but we're all going through the same thing. So today we're talking about fears and letting go and how to move forward and just like listening to that inner heart self. It's not about sacrificing. We've been told to sacrifice. It's not about sacrificing. It's not about compromise. We are being asked to be in divine union with ourselves, to have that balance of the doing, the masculine, and the being of the feminine, all in one, no matter what gender you are, and to trust the mystery, to trust the universe, that this is all occurring for a reason. So if it's a loss of job, if it's a loss of someone personal in your life, you know, maybe this all resonates for you. Maybe your whole world is upside down. Maybe your world isn't moving at all. We're really being asked to let go. What do they say? Let go and let God. So whether you believe in God or the universe or, you know, source energy, we all come from somewhere. We were created by a creator of some sort, and we are creators also. And what we put into our energy field will be reflected to us. So it's like, what do you want in your field? What do you want in your life? What would make you feel good to do today that would make things different the next couple days? Like whatever's going right now in your life, if you're like, I'm not really liking how this is looking, I'm not really liking how this is feeling, well, we all have a choice. I had a choice. I was here in Colorado. I was staying in a certain area, and I just wasn't feeling it. Like I didn't feel comfortable there. I was hanging out with like some people that I love, some people that I still love, but they're a little more challenging. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to stay here anymore. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, I don't need to feel like this anymore. And it's only me that has the choice to say, no, I'm not going to subject myself to this anymore. I'm going to change what I want to see in my reality, right? And your body already wants to change. My body was already uncomfortable. It was telling me, I felt like I was walking on eggshells. And I'm like, I just feel like I need to be somewhere else. And then I went for a drive. I went to the lake. I did my live at the lake. And I really tuned in. I got real quiet with myself. And as I was leaving that evening, just out of habit to go back to spend time with this family members that I love, my hands didn't want to turn the steering wheel. My hands did not, like when I felt into it and I pictured myself driving back to the same location, my whole body was like, no, no. And then so I decided to feel what my body was doing, because we're turning into our clear senses. Turn the wheel around, and I started going back towards the campground to see what that would feel like. And as I was driving back towards the campground of this lake, everything opened up in my body. All of a sudden, it was like there were new colors in the sky. I mean, literally, there were new colors. It was a beautiful sunset, but it was like my whole world opened. And I didn't feel pushed down anymore. And I didn't feel like that whole I have to kind of thing, just by turning the wheel and going a different direction. So that's easy for me. My home comes with me. So I have the availability to do that, which is wonderful. Sometimes it's taking a new way someplace. Sometimes it's deciding not to do what you were going to do that day, to get in your vehicle and just drive and see where your soul takes you. We're being asked to let go. And as we're being asked to let go of attachments, there's something that says something here. I want to read this. You cannot force something to come or to remain if its true place is elsewhere. So, what do you have that your true place is elsewhere? Is it a partner that left? Is it a boss that left? Is it you that have a true place elsewhere? Remember that what is yours can never be taken away. Allowing is the key to this marker. And what is yours will come. And that's what I'm talking about. The quantum field is a direct reflection of you. So when you allow new things to come in, or a change up in things to come in, even if it doesn't make sense to do so. And I'm really going to emphasize this because I'll tell you that the world of energy and how things work, the cosmic laws, it makes sense, but in the reality that we learned, that we grew up in, it often doesn't make sense. Like, part of it makes sense that I'm here in Colorado, but part of it does not make sense to me. And then I always ask, why am I here? And I usually find some reason I'm in a location besides that which I came here for. So that's still yet to be seen, by the way. This card came in. Wow, I didn't even realize this. I saw it upside down. This is the Merlin card. Check this out. We've got dragons and we've got Merlin, justice, alchemy, and balance. The mystery. We're being asked to allow the mystery in our lives. We don't have to know how it's going to work out. And there's no wrong move. The only thing I could possibly say what's coming in is one wrong move might be simply that you just don't make a move. And I often find this true in my life. There's always energetically something that has to move. And only you know what that is in your life. What does that look like for you? When I feel down, when I feel a little like not like myself, I'll start to move. I'll get myself ready. I might step outside the door and I'll see how I feel. Because the mind wants us to like go like this and wants us to clench and like be safe and be comfortable. And when we clench, our sphincter is also clenched. And the energy can't move. It's like a bowel movement, like nothing flows. Constipated in life, right? And we don't even like that physically. So why would we do that energetically to ourselves? Merlin is coming in to assist. We've got the dragons coming in to assist. Allow the magic in your life. I'm going to pull a dragon card and see what comes up. Dragons are significant. 4/4 is significant right now. What else needs to come up? Letting go of fear. Not letting fear run your life. The last couple days this has been coming up with a lot of people. I've been feeling it. I've been feeling like little bits of it. And then I'm like, I don't know where that's coming from. It could be a collective feeling. Okay. What dragon card do we have here? What dragon card? What can help us on our journey? Here we go. What else is needed to know about fear? Letting go of fear. The black dragon. So the cocoon, so that your potential grows. It's kind of like a greenhouse. So here we're being nurtured again. You can see this cocoon, this magical cocoon, about that which we are. A sprout growing anew. We are being told that we are protected. Meditate, reflect, and undergo a metamorphosis. So there could be something that is keeping you from growing. Most likely it's yourself. Hate to tell you this, but oftentimes it's our own doing that keeps us from moving forward. It's nothing on the external. It looks like it might be, but that's where you get that whole fear, false evidence appearing real. There's things that we will prepare for the future, or we'll see this might happen or that might happen, and we still have to prepare, and we have to, do our due diligence, and be discerning. But this dragon is coming in to know that you're protected. So if you feel like you have protection, you do. You have your guides all around you. The dragons are also related to the angelic realm. Let's bring in some galactic energy. I don't know why I'm picking so many cards today, but this is what it's about. What is this? Receptivity. Angelic realm. Oops, hold on. I dropped my card. Okay. We got the angelic realm. Just take a moment and look into this card. This card carries galactic codes. And what do you feel? Take a deep breath in and release. Another deep breath in and release. I'll tell you what I feel from this card. Angelic diamond light. There's a lot of codes in this card. Wow, it's almost overwhelming. Hold on, give me just a minute here. Receptivity. Yeah, receptivity. Letting go of the fear. The reality that we live in being an illusion. That fear is how the illusion gets to live on, gets to grow. And we're not about letting the illusion live on. Not at all. It's about letting go of the illusion, letting go of the beliefs that we've had, that someone gave us, and that we make for ourselves. What are you believing in life that isn't actually real? Where are you stopping yourself? Where can you press go and completely change up what your reality is showing you? How do we get in a receptive mode? Being asked to tune into the heart. Take another breath with me. And release. Take another breath in through the belly, through the nose. Hold and release. Take a deep breath in. Hold and release. We cannot be receptive or allowing when we allow our mind to go off the rails. The mind and the heart are to work in coherence simultaneously. To be receptive is to be open. I'm getting another picture of a tight sphincter. This is not how we make diamonds. This is funny because this card is diamond angelic frequency. So we've got the angels bringing in a tight sphincter. It's not about pressure. In this reality, yes, coal can be made into a diamond, right? We are already a diamond. Here we go again. It comes back again, a diamond in the rough. You are a diamond in the rough. Things might get a little uncomfortable and crazy out in the world, but you are a diamond in the rough. And you have the ability to shine yourself up. No one is going to shine you up. It is each one of our responsibilities to know our light, to recognize that we do have light in us, regardless of what other voices tell us. We are the light. We are the love. Your light is needed here. You can decide to play in the fear. You can just as easily decide not to play in the fear. Does it feel better to be restrictive, to be clenching your jaw, your hands, your body, your sphincter? Or does it feel more expansive to grow? Okay, I'm getting a picture of one of those little arboreums. It's like a glass that goes over a plant, right? And you've outgrown that environment or your pot. You've outgrown the pot. That's what's coming in. You've outgrown your pot, and it's time for you to be planted somewhere else. Where are you going to plant yourself? Where will you flourish? Okay, I'm being reminded of a time that my world was changing. I had to decide where to live. I enjoyed Colorado. I had no friends. I had no friends in Boulder, Colorado. And my family was leaving at the time, and I stayed. I had a skill. I knew and enjoyed how to do hair and waxing. A lot of people would have found a job first and then found a place to live. I answered a couple ads and found a group of guys that needed a roommate. It was amazing. They liked me right away. I liked them right away. And they're like, great, where do you work? And I was like, oh, I'm going on my interview right now, but all good. I'll have that job. No question about whether I was going to get the job or not. I had the skills. And because I have skills, I knew that I could do that job. And there was nothing in my head that was going to say, you need to do this first. Oh, what if this happens and you can't pay rent, etc., etc. No, I went and I found the place first. And from there, because I was happy and joyful, which is key in manifestation. I don't even like that word, creation. In creating our world, because I was creating from the heart, because I let the heart lead me first, that led me to the great job that I was at for about a year until I outgrew that job. I could feel it wasn't the place for me anymore, and then I moved on to a different hair salon. Now, what would happen if I would have stayed? I would have felt stagnant. I would have felt stuck. I would have felt like I didn't belong, was misunderstood. Those are scenarios that could have happened, just remembering back to that time. So why is this coming up? I'm asking, like, why am I telling this story? Okay, so this is an example of how I didn't allow fear to come in at all, like from the beginning. What about if fear is ruling your life right now? Just curious. I'm going to turn this to face you guys. If fear is ruling your life right now, if you're constantly in fear, what then? Like, how do we navigate that? The first step is to ask yourself, where are you right now? Right now, the room that you're in, the land that you're on, how does it make you feel? Are you safe where you're at? Question 1, are you safe? It's very simple. If you're safe, great. Why are you in fear? What are you in fear of? There's no wild animals around. There's nothing that's threatening your life currently, is there? Ask the question. Is there something that's currently threatening your life? If not, that is an illusion. That is fear itself creating a feeling within the body that feels distasteful. It feels constricting. So from there, what do we ask? Okay, we ask, are our thoughts in the present, right now, or are they in the future, or are they in the past? The past is the past. The future is still to be known. That's why they call the now the present, which is a gift. Kung Fu Panda. That's what came in. So pay attention to the stories that are wrapped in fear that you're telling yourself, that don't pertain to the here and the now. This will help. Okay, my next question is, okay, what if they have anxiety about what's going on? Anxiety comes from no forward motion. The moment someone takes a step forward, then you are stepping into the known. You are stepping into new information instead of living in old information, which is simply being made up by the mind. So it's a stepping forward and into that is going to release fear, the anxiety, because the anxiety gets wrapped around the story. So decide to start looking at your story from a different angle. If you are exhibiting fear and anxiety on a regular basis at this time, if things are up in the air and there's a question about what to do now, I like to write things down. They're showing me to write things down. They're showing me to kind of go over it. Oftentimes it's easier to see it written down on paper so that you can feel into it. Draw it like a tree. And which branches do you want to go down? Where do you feel like you will grow? Where will you blossom? Where will your roots feel like they have room to spread? Because that's what's happening right now. When someone is in that state of clenching, nothing can flow. So it seems very simple, doesn't it? To just be like, okay, where am I now? Where do I need to be? What is important to me? Because what's important to you is where your heart is going to flutter, where your inspiration is going to come. It's your soul speaking to you in many different ways. If something is important to you, don't put it off. Don't keep yourself from it. That's us playing small. That's us deciding that we're not worthy of going towards that new thing that we want. And I love this message because what's coming in, every message that comes in is also coming in for me as well. So, because I have these things that come up, like, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this community? How am I going to support all you guys? What do you guys need from me? What do you need from me? I'm going to have it now that you guys can tell me, like, what is needed? What is needed in your life? We're going to get together on live where I actually have you guys come on, maybe live Zooms, and be like, okay, what is needed? Okay, I'm going to look at the questions here a little bit. Got someone saying the messages are totally for them. Thank you. Okay. So, yeah, aren't they all? Like, they're all for all of us. Every story is different. Every fear that comes up is different. Every way we navigate it is different, but the message is all the same. Don't play small. Don't shrink yourself. You are wanting to grow. You can feel that your body wants to grow. You have outgrown something if you're here. That's something I know about me being here in Colorado. It's very evident that I've outgrown something. I've outgrown an experience. And I'm just paying attention to that, like how that feels in the body. There's part of it that seems a little bit scary, right? Because it's unknown. We don't know. But I know that if I don't take the steps to move forward in different ways, well, then obviously I'm never going to go anywhere, right? So that's the message that came in today. You have receptivity and you have angelic assistance coming in. Stop tightening your sphincter. Angelic message, yes. You are the diamond. You do not have to make the diamond. So be the diamond, shine on, be bright. Okay, there's one more card. Rebalance. You know what rebalances you. For me, it used to be watching movies with like empowered females. That would get me a little bit more rebalanced so that I could get my get up and go going and go and do what I was going to do and for the better of my life, right? Now it's different. Now I don't do that anymore. That was more of a coping mechanism, and coping mechanisms are okay as long as they're not causing you harm, right? And if you're realizing what they are and then utilizing them in like a time frame, like I would give myself a certain amount of time. So breathe into this shield right here for rebalancing. This is a cosmic code. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. You are dying. Yeah, we're all going through a death. We're expanding beyond our environment. We're being asked to shed. This is the year of the snake, and we're coming out of it. We're going to be wearing a new skin. Ever play Fortnite? You know how you get to choose new skins? You get to choose your new skin. You get to be anything you want to be. What do you want to be? What do you want to bring forth to people? And where do you want to do it? You get to choose. Nobody gets to choose for you. So take small steps. Just a small step. Change something. See something from a different angle and ask yourself, what if that weren't true? What would be a higher perspective of looking at it? What could a new possibility come forth that you didn't pay attention to before because you were so caught up in your story? Yeah. All right. Do I play Fortnite? I've watched Fortnite, but I don't play a lot of Fortnite because my family member that plays Fortnite is always like, there's something with like badges, or I don't know. There's all these things that give you a rep, right? When you weren't playing real people, you didn't have a rep. You played a computer, right? So now that people can actually have a rep online, nobody wants to let me just play and have fun and like make mistakes and make it all get messy and just see what happens. So, but I love the graphics of Fortnite. I love it. And I love, like, that's kind of a reality, you know, where we have wings and we can fly from place to place and we get to choose what we look like, right? Get to change up. What powers do we want to have, right? What kind of like weapons of light do we want to bring forth into the world? Yeah, not everybody does care about the ranks, huh? Sometimes it's just about having fun. Depends on how serious you are about it, right? So, yeah. I was asked before I came on here, like, did you win when you were bowling? And I was like, dude, I always win. I got a couple strikes, but I win because I'm having fun. So if you're not having fun, clear sign to do something else, right? And go have some fun. So that's what I'm gonna leave this off with you guys. Go have some fun. Think about what I said. Write some stuff down. Where is your story not true? How are you holding yourself back? And how can you move forward a little bit? Just by a little baby step. How can you move forward? That's basically what's coming in. Untighten your sphincter. And I hear it's very healthy to sun that area, by the way. If you're in an area where you can actually get sun to that area of your body, I've heard that's very healthy, by the way. I've tried that. Yeah, naked yoga. Really nice when you have a safe place for that. So enjoy the rest of your day. I will be here at 11:11 Pacific time tomorrow, and come join. It's different every time. Today we had a lot of cards. Sometimes I answer questions. If you have something that's going on in your life right now that is just, there might be an answer that comes from you. You can come, you can ask that question, and oftentimes whoever else is here also needs to hear that as well, because we are indeed a reflection of each other. So what's coming up for one person is coming up for another person, and we can support each other here in this community. We can be here for each other, or just like send someone a heart emoji and be like, man, I feel ya. I so feel ya. Like, that's going on right now. And how do we navigate this, right? So I'm slowly getting things together, guys. I'm getting the information together that I want to bring forth to you. I'm trying to find out what you need from me. I keep asking that question. So if you're seeing this on the replay, in the comments below, some questions about life. Like, what are you looking for? What do you need assistance with? I'm not necessarily saying I'm life coaching. I don't feel like I'm a life coach. You can have a personal session with me, and that's going to be more intuitive information that comes through. It's not going to be like my personal opinion. We might use oracle cards in that session. It's just going to be what you need to hear at the time in order for you to move forward on your soul's path. That's why you're here, is to reconnect with the heart. I'm here to remind you to reconnect to this right here, and also down here, your lower womb area. And up here, we're connecting this 3-eye atlas in our form. So join us for that. Click the like, subscribe, and the all button so you know when I'm going live, and when it's party time, when I got that community all set up and running on a website, and we'll be getting together in many different ways. So I'm even going to read to you guys story time. I'm really looking forward to that. So I love you. You are so needed here. I need you to shine. You need you to shine like that diamond that you are, the diamond in the rough. All right, so I will see you guys tomorrow, 11:11 Pacific time, you and me. Enjoy the rest of your day. I am, we are, one. One heart, one breath. Whatever you're going through, know you're supported, and we're all going through it together. Bye.